Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. Today we continue our trip south on Interstate 95, beginning at mile 163 in Penobscot County, Maine. We start out as we enter the town of Plymouth, which had a population of 1,325 as of the 2020 census. This portion of I-95 is still running east to west here, and the main village of Plymouth is about 2 miles south of us on the northwestern shore of Plymouth Pond. The name of the town came not from the line of automobiles that brought us the Valiant, but from Plymouth, Massachusetts, which in turn was named for Plymouth, England. In keeping with the trend of towns that share the names of cars made by Chrysler, we enter the town of Newport, first settled in 1800. The area was originally called Great East Pond Plantation, named for what is now Sebasticook Lake. In the 1830s, Newport attempted to start a silk industry using mulberry bushes to feed silkworms, but the project failed by the 1840s. At the time, the town also had a sawmill, grist mill, tannery, and 2 stores. Before the Maine Central Railroad opened in 1855, Newport was a hub for stagecoach travel thanks to its strategic location on key trade routes. Industrial growth began in the late 19th century with a woolen mill in 1891, 2 condensed milk companies in 1894 and 1902, a Portland Packing Company branch in 1893, and the Newport Water Company in 1895. Newport's location continues to support commercial development today. We enter the town of Palmyra, with a population of 1,924 as of the 2020 census. The area, first settled by Daniel Gale and his family in 1800, was originally called Shepherdstown after a local land agent. In the days of stagecoach travel, a tavern in town served as a halfway stop on the route between Norridgewock and Bangor, where travelers could eat and switch horses. U.S. Route 2 now follows much of that old stagecoach trail. The Sebasticook River runs through Douglas Pond near the town's southern border close to Pittsfield. White Pond, located in the eastern part of town, is home to a golf course, a campground, and a small boat launch for hand-carried boats. The Madawaska Wildlife Management Area spans Madawaska Brook and the Madawaska Marsh, which, along with Douglas Pond, provides an important habitat for birds. We've also entered Somerset County, named for a county in England. The county had an estimated population of 51,302 as of 2023. After heading almost west for the last 25 miles, I-95 starts to turn southward again here, as shown on the map. This is also where I-95 diverges from US 2, which heads west. Also of note are the nearby US Highway 202, which spurs off of US 2 in Bangor and ends near Wilmington, Delaware, with a total of 629.6 miles, making it longer than the eastern segment of its parent route. US 201 runs from US 1 in Brunswick, Maine, up to the Canadian border in the northwestern portion of the state. We enter the town of Pittsfield with a population of 2,908 as of the 2020 census. The area that is now Pittsfield was originally part of the Kennebec Purchase and known as Plymouth Gore. It was first settled in 1794 by Moses Martin and his family, who came from Norridgewock. In 1815, the community was organized as the plantation of Sebasticook, but on June 18, 1819, it was incorporated as Warsaw, named after the city in Poland. In 1824, the name changed to Pittsfield, honoring William Pitts of Boston, a major landowner after Maine gained independence. Pittsfield became known for its fertile orchards and grew into an agricultural trade hub. The Sebasticook River provided water power, leading to the construction of a grist mill and sawmill at the falls. Blacksmith shops and a carriage shop also opened, contributing to the town's early industry. The arrival of the Penobscot and Kennebec Railroad in 1855 transformed Pittsfield into a small mill town. The first woolen mill was established in 1869, and the Riverside Woolen Company became the first in Maine to sell cloth directly from loom to customer. Although a fire destroyed the downtown area in 1881, the town quickly rebuilt, adding woodworking plants and a canning factory. Between 1891 and 1892, the Waverly Woolen Mill was constructed, along with 52 rental homes for workers. Pittsfield also became home to the Sebasticook and Pioneer Woolen Mills. In 1914, the Waverly and Pioneer Mills were sold to the American Woolen Company, but the Great Depression forced them to close in 1934. The Pioneer Mill, the largest of the group, continued operating until after World War II, but eventually shut down as the textile industry shifted to the southern United States. By the 1940s, the Waverly Mill had been repurposed as a shoe factory, and the Pioneer Mill was later converted to produce doorbells in the 1950s. Pittsfield also gained a small claim to fame when it was mentioned in Stephen King's movie Dreamcatcher. We cross over a small corner of the town of Burnham, which is in Waldo County, but in less than 3/4 of a mile, we'll leave both the town and the county. We enter the town of Clinton, which was originally known as Hancock Plantation. It was later renamed for New York Governor DeWitt Clinton. The town had a population of 3,370 as of the 2020 census. Clinton is the northernmost town in Kennebec County, which is the most populous of Maine's 16 counties, with an estimated 127,259 residents as of 2023. Kennebec County has been designated the Augusta-Waterville, Maine Micropolitan Statistical Area, with Augusta being the county seat, as well as the state capital of Maine. We conclude today's video at mile 138. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to our channel members shown on your screen here. Please consider joining them to help support our channel and get early access to our regular videos. Membership starts at $1 per month, or it doesn't cost anything to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below, or join us for our next 504 road trip.